Good morning, Emmanuel Baptist, and all those that watch the devotions. I'm running a little bit late getting this out, and I apologize. It's been a busy morning for me, but I want to thank God for His goodness, and I hope that you're having a good morning already, and looking forward to church tonight, 7 o'clock. If you don't have a church to watch, we would encourage you to tune in to Emmanuel Baptist through Facebook or through our website or through YouTube. This morning I was thinking about this shelter in place. We've heard a lot about it. Of course, in the state of Virginia, we're under shelter in place or shelter at home, whatever you want to call it. And because of the COVID-19, and it's an unprecedented step. We've never seen anything like this in our country or in our day. And I know many of us are hoping this soon gets over so we can return to church and work and school. You know, in the Bible, I found a shelter in place as well. And I believe that there's some lessons that God wanted him to learn that you and I can learn as we shelter in place. In 1 Kings chapter number 17 and verses 2 and 3, the Bible said, "And the word of the Lord came unto him," speaking of Elijah, "saying, Get thee hence, turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan." Elijah received an order from the great physician to shelter in place. It was a time of national crisis. There was no rain, and Elijah was ordered to practice social distancing. Why did God order this? What was Elijah to do during a national crisis and during this time? I believe the answers speak to us in the midst of our own national crisis. Three things let me give you quickly. First of all, for Elijah, this was praying time. James 5:17 said, "Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months." For Elijah, it was time to touch heaven's throne. I wonder if we've spent our extra time in prayer, the time we might normally spend commuting to work or socializing or in some other activity, all of that could be turned to time spent in prayer. Pray for our nation, our leaders, our churches, pastors, fellow believers, and those who know Christ. Just as the old song said, "Ere you left your room this morning, did you think to pray?" God help us to use this as praying time. And then not only was it praying time for Elijah, but it was proving time. Verse 6 of 1 Kings 17, the Bible said, "And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook." It was an opportunity to test God's power. Here was a chance for God to prove himself. And you know what? God came through. God will never fail. And these days are an opportunity to see God's amazing power demonstrated to us. Not only was it a praying time and proving time, but lastly for Elijah, it was preparing time. God was preparing Elijah for the benefit of someone else in the midst of this shelter in place for him in the national crisis, who had people who had no hope. In verses 8 through 16 of this chapter, we read how Elijah went to the widow's house, and it was there that Elijah was able to share with her the faith he had developed by the brook. This was an opportunity for him to transmit his faith. And may I say, although shelter in place is not our choice, and it's certainly inconvenient, let's use it as praying time, proving time, and preparing time, and see what God will do with us. I hope you have a great day. Looking forward to the service tonight. God bless you, and we'll see you at 7 o'clock.